Saturday was kind of your biggest opportunity of the season. What did you feel you did well? What do you kind of want to continue working on in that game?
I feel like I did well, but I feel like there's also things to improve on. Just in terms of my part, I know I need to get my pads lower. My goal, we got to execute on the goal line, and I know I'm a reasoner for that too. So just going forward, I just got to get my pads lower, and we got to make plays if we can.
Has it been frustrating at all, kind of battling injuries the first few weeks and not be able to be kind of 100% until now?
Yeah, it has been frustrating, but I just had to rely on my faith, rely on God, and just also the teammates I have around me. They've been helping to keep me up too. So Josh Henderson has been like one of the biggest supporters of mine, and I've been the biggest supporter of him. Me and him have been really close. So he's been one that I've been talking through, and now I'm talking with him on things that are going on now. So. Definitely been frustrating, but it's a long season, and everybody realizes that, and we know that we need everybody. So,
is it harder later in your career when you're kind of maybe feel like you're running out of time in college? Like where if you miss a couple weeks in freshman year, maybe that's okay, but now, or is that not? Does it not feel different?
That's a big pressure if you look at it like that. I think I just can't afford to and just stay positive, because yes, it is my last season in college, but if I'm looking at all the negative things and I'm getting too worked up, it's going to distract and make things kind of bad for me. When I do come back, I'm not giving myself a chance by putting myself in a mental headspace, so I can't allow myself to do that.
Do you feel closer to 100% now than you have?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You mentioned a relationship between you and Josh. Now that he's dealing with an injury, what have some of those conversations been?
Yeah, it's just we always know that everything happens, and it's God's timing with everything that does happen, and we understand. Me and him have been talking through phase, just kind of understanding that not everything goes the way that we want it to, but we just have to be blessed and know that we're blessed, and that we're going to fight through things, and we got to fight through things. Josh is one of the toughest people I know, so I know this is just a little minor setback for him as well.
So you guys are pretty close off the field.
Oh, that's my guy. Yeah, that's my guy.
I guess with it just being your first year here, how do you kind of grade maybe like your knowledge of what they're wanting you to do within the offense? How is that process of kind of learning the system been?
So I've been in college for a while, and I played for different teams, so I've had to understand that like each system we go in is going to be different. So I've had to adapt to each system. So I'm there for whatever they need me to do, whatever role they need me to fit, whether it's being a power backer, catching the ball on the outside. I understand that this is a very diverse offense, so anything that I can do to help the team is what I want to be able to do. And Coach Johnson, our running back coach, does a great job of doing that, of allowing us to know that you got to be ready to fill a role. You got to be ready to do anything that the job requires you to do.
What's the biggest change for you from like Wake Forest to here in terms of your responsibilities?
Running back is pass protection and being able to run through the gaps. So in terms of that, it's the same. Maybe Wake Forest was a little bit more of a slow mesh, patience type offense, and this is more of a high tempo, different style. But I say in terms of running through the gaps and just being right on your movement keys and stuff, that's just an essential part of the position.
The offense has struggled a little bit in the red zone over 4 weeks, specifically near the goal line. So I guess, how do you kind of see improvements coming in those areas?
We just got to take care of business, and it's on all of us, so it's on me included. Like I said, there was one goal line run where I cut back and my pads were too high, and that was too high through the hole. I feel like, and just me critiquing myself, I just feel like I need to be lower and just finish my runs better. So that's something I can improve on, and there's things that we can all improve on. We're going to execute. But the good thing about that is that we can pick out things that we need to work on, and you can get better from that. So all the tools are there. We're going to execute.
2 weeks in a row, you guys offensively have come out, slow, started slow, kind of flat, Louisville game, and then this past week. Anything you can put your finger on, anything you're seeing that, is kind of the root cause of the problem?
Like I said, we got the guys to get it done. We just got to execute, and I think that's just the biggest part. That's the emphasis, and I think all of us are on the same page with that. So I think all we can do is improve.
Christian, when you've been around the block, obviously been in several programs. When you have a young quarterback like Taven who's doing it for the first time, what are some of the what's some of the advice you give him as a veteran player to ride things out and maximize the good things? How do you handle that relationship?
One thing I know is Taven is a competitor, so I can't really speak too much on his world and all the responsibilities he has to deal with as a quarterback. So I play running back, he plays quarterback. So just being an older player, I know that he's comfortable out there on the field. And that's just the biggest thing. I can't tell him his movement keys, and just like a running back, you can't always tell them where they're supposed to run the ball. It's the trust factor. I trust Taven, I believe he trusts me, and I just like having dudes out there that are competitors. And he's a competitor. He's one of the best ones.
Anything outside of scheme and football that you try to give advice to?
Yeah, just keep your head up. Just always don't pay attention to the negative, and just always move forward. And he has good people surrounding him that kind of tell him these things too. So he's in the right hands. He's doing good. So,